With that down, let's move on to main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Geeky Gator, who writes, I am looking forward to Invisible Man this weekend, and the current tracking numbers for its opening weekend seem to indicate a good amount of other people want to see it as well. It is tracking for a $25 to $35 million opening, which would be the best horror opening since It Chapter 2 last September, which is crazy given there hasn't been a shortage of horror films. Do you think this film can meet or exceed these numbers? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Geeky Gator. And yes, Invisible Man opens tonight. This is a movie that, you've heard me say this, I admit, I was really not all that interested in. I mean, I wasn't disinterested. I didn't think it was a bad idea, but doing The Invisible Man in 2020 seems a little hokey. I mean, it just seems a little weird to me. Elizabeth Moss is great, so okay, that's cool, you're adding her. It was when that trailer dropped. And that first trailer came out, and despite the fact that I felt like it gave a little too much of the movie away, despite that, I thought the trailer was, no pun intended, killer. I thought the trailer was absolute killer. I was absolutely on board with this movie when that trailer dropped. Now the question is, can it meet that $25 to $35 million tracking that they seem to have on this? I think the answer is yes. Especially when you go over and you look at, what was the last time I checked Rotten Tomatoes? Hold on a second. Invisible Man, Rotten Tomatoes. Last time I checked, it was at 85%. Let me see where it's at right now. It's at 91% right now. So with about 100 reviews counted, it's got a 91%. So I think when you combine, you bring in a couple of factors. Number one, you combine in a great hot star right now in Elizabeth Moss. You put in a fantastic first trailer that got a lot of people's attention. And now you're adding on top of that really strong word of mouth. Now, I'm going to go see it myself tonight. I had a press screening the other day. I didn't end up going because I was on a shoot for my documentary. It went longer than I thought, didn't make it to the screening, whatever. But I really do want to see this movie. I'm going to go see it tonight, and I'll put up my thoughts on it later. But you put those three things together, and you've got some momentum going for you. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to be surprised if it exceeds that $35 million roof. I'm not predicting that it will. I'm just saying if it ends up coming in at 39 million, 40 million, I'm not going to be shocked. I think it will come in that $25 to $35 million range, and I think it'll be very, very comfortable in that range, and it'll make a lot of money. Because here's the other thing you got to keep in mind with this Invisible Man movie. This is a friggin' Blumhouse movie. Being a Blumhouse movie, that means Jason Blum thought, okay, we're going to make this Invisible Man. Okay, give me a second. And he starts lifting up the cushions on his couch, and his executives go, what are you doing, Jason? He goes, I'm looking for the money we're going to use to make it. Here it is. He pulls out some quarters and a nickel and, a $5 bill. Go, make the movie for this much. The budget on The Invisible Man was $7 million. $7 million. This movie is going to have as big of an opening, a bigger opening, than The Call of the Wild did, with a $110 million budget. This thing has a $7 million budget. It's getting great word of mouth, had a great marketing campaign. It's going to make somewhere probably between 30 and 35. And that's going to be a huge win. Yet another huge win. So listen, this thing isn't going to have Avengers. Look, I don't hear people buzzing about this movie the way they did about Avengers or about Star Wars or about the new James Bond, but it doesn't need to. As a quirky little horror film based on an ancient IP, I'm hearing a lot more people buzz about it than I thought they would have a year ago. So do I think it can meet those projections at 25 to 35 million? Do I think there's enough people, enough of you and I, the film fans? Are there enough of us getting excited about this film and wanting to see it that are going to rush out to see it to make it hit that 25 to 35 million dollar range? Yeah, I think there is. I think people are excited for it. I think enough people are excited for it that's going to hit it. I'm thinking this movie is going to be great. I'll let you guys know my thoughts on it a little bit later. Guys, question is, are you excited for this Invisible Man movie. I gotta tell you, my anticipation has been getting a lot higher for it. Maybe the trailers have worked for you, maybe they haven't. Maybe you're hearing this positive buzz and all the great reviews. Maybe you're not buying into it. I don't know, but how are you feeling about the movie right now? Are you planning to go out and see it this weekend? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Okay,